Hello everyone. How are you? Hope all is well. Hope you have had a beautiful and awesome day and are relaxing and unwinding for a beautiful and restful evening. Maybe do some journaling, take a load off. Always remember to focus on the prize and have your priorities straight. So, Dennis Meadows have been removed from being caretaker of Northern Trelawny by the PMP hierarchy following public backlash over Meadows' endorsement of lottery scamming. Oh, the problems we face when we first not think before we speak. He did later apologize and withdrew his comment, but I don't know how you can withdraw a comment that has been heard worldwide, and when you said it, you meant every word. The way how the speech was said it all. However, apology is good. I understand the stance in terms of being politically correct. In a statement, PMP President Mark Golding said Meadows' continuation as the candidate is untenable in light of his egregious remarks on the platform, fully well knowing that scamming is one of Jamaica's most serious national security challenges. Let this precedent be a warning all who serve in the PMP under my leadership. We are demanding higher standards of accountability. Jamaica will no longer tolerate weak, unprincipled leaders who say one thing but do another. Jamaicans deserve better, and I will give it to them. Thank you so much, Mark Golding. It sounds really good. However, he thanked Meadows for his contribution during his time as the PMP's provisional candidate and wish him the best in his future endeavors. While speaking on the campaign trail recently, Meadows said, "I have no problem with a man if he want to chop because they chop us during slavery. The only problem with chopping is when you bingo and you score. Use the money wisely." That is a very serious statement coming from someone who is in a position of representing the people and Jamaica. So I definitely understand why there would have been a backlash. The thing is, politicians have learned from each other over the years. And times gone by, politician has been known to say any crap that comes to their mouth without any serious repercussion. But time is changing, and the time has come where it can't just be business as usual and you do what you feel like when you're supposed to be in a position of representing people. Because with social media, the world is at your fingertip, and within seconds, anything you do or say will be worldwide. So when you hold certain positions, you have to stick with the laws and order and the politically correctness of things. Even though we live in a lawless society. Of course, after the backlash, he may say he may never have meant it to come out that way. There is a need that should be understood with certain position in society, especially when you are a part of the representation for the country. Bar talk while speaking on a public platform will be taken seriously. So you will have to know how to handle yourself with decorum on how you do and say things. Especially when you remember that you are playing politics, and in politics there will always be critic line up waiting for you to make a mistake and waiting for you to fail. And any regular person but more so a politician should have known to be aware that lotus scamming, aka choppers, same thing. Even though there are various styles, Jamaica is being in the spotlight and getting the heat on by the US government, and many Jamaicans have been extradited for it. Since 2016, about 29 Jamaicans have been extradited to the United States for lotus scamming, and Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang says nearly 100 persons have been identified by the authorities for extradition to the United States on lotus scamming charges right now. So you see, many are here still being investigated by the USA. And for a politician to go on a public platform and endorse it, blaming in essence the next race of people because they first chopped us, that is devastating. And it is further alleged that Meadows' public endorsement of the lottery scamming has also generated major concern at the United States Embassy in Kingston and in the US capital, Washington, D.C. High-level officials at the embassy were reportedly on Wednesday briefed about Meadows' inflammatory comments, which endorsed criminality that has wrecked the lives of thousands of vulnerable Americans. You see how dangerous it is when your mouth get away from you? Right then and there, it could be causing the US to even take a more deeper look at us, because a political representative is outrightly, publicly endorsing it. So who else is involved? So you know they're going to be taking a deeper look at us. There are so much big officials in Jamaica that are under investigation from the FBI in the USA, and now we are giving them something else to search out for more problems we are creating on ourselves. And we need to remember, these are the same people we're begging handouts from. Even if you're thinking it, those line of conversation, you say them when you're hanging out with the boys over a drink at your home or at a bar privately somewhere. Because the excuse of you having a drink, maybe one too much, before you come to speak on a public platform further shows irresponsibility. So being drunk is not a good excuse either. The whole fact of the matter is, you have to remember, when you are representing a public office, there is a non-tolerance to indiscipline. I have relatives from Trelawny where he represents, and they will say he works hard, is a cool person. But remember, running a country is like running a business, and everything you do falls into question, and everything that you say will be criticized. So you have to be always on the side of being cautious. So right now, the narrative that Meadows have put out there, let people will be looking at the party in a certain way, or they will be critical and suspicious, because remember, he's part of a group that is representing the people. And even though there may be others in there that does not agree with him, but because he's part of the whole system, everything is in question because of that one statement. Because, we got to remember, lotus scamming not only affects Jamaica, it is very detrimental to the bigger countries like USA and Canada. So imagine how they are feeling hearing speeches like these. It has created a stir. Now, after Dennis Meadows was stripped of his role as PNP standard bearer for Trelawny Northern, it's alleged that he says he was unfairly treated by being dismissed for endorsing scamming publicly. Like, really, Dennis? After so much people hearing and you heard the backlash? However, he conceded that he has to take responsibility for his actions. However, he says he will remain in politics and a member of the PNP. He expressed, "It's not an easy pill to swallow. I still think that I was done a disservice, but one has to account for their actions, whether willingly or unwillingly," he says. This is another thing. We don't want you to just say you have to accept the punishment because you don't have a choice. We want you to understand, based on your actions, you did deserve this punishment, and to understand that what you did was wrong. You're still young. We don't know what will happen down the line, but let this be a learning process of thinking before we make public speeches. There is a place and time for everything. Yes, Dennis Meadows has worked so hard because for years Meadows attempted to win Trelawny Northern as a member of the Jamaica Labour Party and failed 3 times. He resigned from the JLP in 2022 following what he described as toxic relationships. He then joined the PNP in October and worked his way up the ranks to the hierarchy of the party to becoming chairman of the constituency and later caretaker and candidate. Hopefully, this is a lesson well learned on how politicians are expected to conduct themselves in public while doing the job of the nation. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.